Good morning everyone, here from the mega city of Shanghai in China. We arrived here 2 days ago, but we've just been resting at the hotel and doing some work, and today's going to be our first day exploring Shanghai. So this is the most populated city in all of China, and we're starting off at a place called the Bund, which is like one of the iconic landmarks of Shanghai and China. You've probably seen that picture a lot too, right?
Yeah, I think when you search for Shanghai, that's the most famous image that comes, especially like in social media and in Google as well. And it's really impressive because it's like so many huge buildings, like skyscrapers.
But it's pretty cool to finally see the Pearl Tower, which is the highest TV tower in Asia. I think you can go up there as well in the pearls, the balls. And then yeah, that's definitely the highest building over there, the tallest one. And this is the Huangpu River, the biggest river in Shanghai, I believe. Absolutely massive. I didn't actually realize it was gonna be so wide. So this area of the Bund is also known for having classical European buildings. You can see it all along the riverfront. Basically every single building here is an old European style. So if you watched our previous video, you'll know that we were in Macau, which was formerly a Portuguese colony, right next to Hong Kong, which was a British colony. And this kind of has a bit of a similar history. So when China lost the Opium Wars to the Brits and the Americans, the French, they had to sign a treaty giving this area to the Brits, the Americans and the French, and they set up settlements here. It was kind of different to Macau and Hong Kong though, because Macau and Hong Kong were actually colonies, whereas here the Chinese were still within the city walls. In the past there was like a fortified city part where the Chinese would stay, so they were still there and they would still rule over that part, but basically the Americans, the Brits and the French were given the settlements around here. I think the French part is further down there. Nice how they have this walkway though, so I think it just goes on all the way pretty much to where our next destination will be. And walk all the way along.
And it's cool, the contrast of the ultra modern side and then the historical side.
Yeah, you got a bit of both in the same place. It's a lot busier at this part. I guess that this is the main viewpoint. Basically the same view that we got before though.
So normally in the Western world there is an image that China is dirty. I don't know why, but the impression that we had in Beijing and here is totally the opposite. We found it very clean. We don't see many trash bins or anything, but it's very clean, almost like Japan. So that's very nice.
Yeah, we haven't actually been anywhere in China yet that seem to have like trash. I also haven't seen any homeless people whatsoever, which obviously we see almost everywhere now in like major European cities, North America too. I don't remember seeing a single one here in China.
No, we haven't.
We didn't really see it in Japan either.
No, yeah, but we're not sure if the situation is different in other cities maybe, or in the like countryside. We don't know yet, but maybe one day we'll travel to other places in China too, but we need to get a bigger visa.
Yeah, right now we're just doing the visa on arrival, which is 144 hours, 6 days, just like we did in Beijing. To get a bigger visa, I think we'd have to go to like the embassy to get more days. And I think you have to tell them exactly where you're going and have your hotel booked and all that. So it's a bit more work, but we'll probably do it one day since we're enjoying China so much. Man, so just look at this. It really does just look like we're in like London right now. Got the double-decker buses, and that is the HSBC building. So when I was reading about this place last night, I only just found out that the bank, HSBC, stands for Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation. because they were established in Hong Kong and Shanghai in the 1800s. And yeah, that was one of the locations here, this massive building, the beginning of HSBC Bank. Do you have HSBC in Brazil?
Yes, and I always thought they were European or North American. Never would imagine that they were from here.
Yeah, I think it is like a British bank, but it's just because that's where the Brits were at the time.
Yeah, maybe why.
Yeah, a British corporation. Definitely been one of the best aspects of traveling for me though, learning about all these places that we visit, all the history that I didn't know about. So I really didn't know much about Shanghai. I knew about Hong Kong and Macau, but not here. So it's like one big history lesson traveling around. I guess this is the ferry terminal. So you can get ferries just across the river, and then I think some of them will do like little cruises. Don't know where they go though. That one says Durex there. Some sort of advertisement for Durex on the ferry. Did you even know Shanghai had like a European American history?
No, not really. Like you said, just learning here. And I got a degree, like a university in international relations, and I learned a lot about history, but I obviously learned a lot more while traveling, which is really cool.
Another thing that I had absolutely no idea about was that during the Opium Wars, when this territory was given to the Europeans, Russia also got a bunch of land in the northeast of China, and until this day it's actually still a part of Russia. It was never given back. I think all the land that was under like the Brits, Portuguese, French, Americans is all part of China now, but that land is still all part of Russia. So it's a big piece of land also that connects to the Sea of Japan. So we're now making our way to the old part. We're going to a famous place called the Yew Garden. Just come across this now. I don't know what it is. Don't look like you can go inside. Building looks awesome though. So we've come here on a Monday and it looks like it's closed on Mondays.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to come back tomorrow then. Closed on every Monday. Man, the only day that we come. But next to the garden we do have the Yuyuan Old Street, which is one of the places that I wanted to visit the most here in Shanghai. It's like the old original main shopping street of Shanghai, I think. So straight away when you come inside it's like going back in time. Yeah, probably already some of the most impressive buildings that we've seen in China so far. So I think there's supposed to be some nice tea houses here too. Maybe we'll check one of those out. Yeah, literally just amazing buildings everywhere. The golden one. So the architecture here is supposed to be that of the Ming and Qing dynasties. And when we visited the Forbidden Cities, it was also those dynasties. I think the section of the wall that we went to on the Great Wall of China was the Ming dynasty. Wow, this part is even more epic now.
Yeah, with all the tiled roof like that.
All the curved roofs.
Yeah.
There seems to be like some big building at the end too. I think at night here it looks awesome. They light everything up. Looks kind of different. Seems like everyone's in here. Choco. Wow, that's a strong smell of chocolate. I think it's all chocolate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's smells like chocolate.
I want to eat the lion, the chocolate panda. So they even have famous paintings made out of chocolate. Vincent van Gogh. I guess that's Picasso. Looks like it. Salvador Dali, the famous one. Yeah, so it's kind of like a chocolate store too. You can buy chocolate, but I think all of these things are made out of chocolate. The chocolate clock. So we entered this food place, and it looks like you can just grab a plate of whatever you want. Have all sorts of different foods available, like dumplings. I might go for some dumplings. Haven't had any dumplings in a while. Lots of fried food. Stuff on skewers too. So it turns out that all the dumplings had either shrimp or crab inside, and I'm allergic to that. I wanted just like a beef or chicken one. Didn't seem to have any. But we got all this, 133 yuan. That like a hot and sour soup.
Yes. And prawn crackers. And
like a veggie dumpling or something.
yeah,
Veggie wrap, I don't even know what that is. So we're allergic to prawns, but not the crackers.
I think it's very processed.
Yeah, I think so.
We're not allergic. We can eat that.
And then I just got the little chicken skewers, and these also chicken, and Chinese Pepsi, I think.
So these dumplings are quite good. I think there's ginger inside, so it has like a spicy taste because of the ginger. And there's also this green thing that I think is spinach, but I'm not too sure.
Spinach and ginger.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, my chicken's not too bad. Just a normal chicken taste, not much sauce on there. That's funny, so we've come inside one of those like old historical buildings, and it's just like some modern mall inside of here. Definitely wouldn't expect it to look like this on the inside. Yeah, it's pretty good coming into the mall though, because we're getting like a second floor view now. We're still looking for a tea house to go to. You even got the music for me once again.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Vlog music. So mission accomplished, we found our tea house. I think the name's on the front, isn't it?
Yes.
Shanghai Inn Tea. Yeah, it's on like the second floor, down one of the alleyways. There will be more, definitely. Just gotta look around. So we ended up leaving that place because just for one cup of tea, the cheapest one was $14. I'm not paying 14 US dollars for one cup of tea.
Yeah, I love tea, but it's a bit expensive.
Food and drink is actually pretty well priced in China too. It's not really that expensive at all, so yeah, $14 is kind of outrageous. Ah, cool, we thought we had seen everything. Yeah, I saw a picture of this place, but I thought it was inside the garden. That's not open on Mondays. Guess not. So this is gonna be our tea tasting.
A lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper. I think this is like 7 yuan. I think ours was 6. I got the oolong tea. What tea is that?
Jasmine tea.
Oh yeah? Also says oolong there though.
Oolong jasmine.
Oh, mix of both.
Yeah, we got addicted to tea.
In Japan.
Yeah, especially this jasmine tea. I love it.
Yeah, so in Japan I started getting used to drinking tea cold. Before that I'd only ever have tea hot. But I really like cold tea now. Especially in the hot weather, it's nice. So we've now come to the French Concession area, which is where the French stayed when they were here. So that was from 1849 until 1943. So they're here for quite a long time. Supposed to be some French buildings around here. I don't think these are specifically French. Not sure though. They also don't look very Chinese, I suppose. So all the streets around here seem to be like this, with the trees everywhere. The drive here was really beautiful too. Also past many places that look kind of European on our drive here. Yeah, I guess this part is more of like the French style. Definitely looks completely different to the other side of Shanghai that we just showed. Also seems to be less touristy here. A lot of the other places, even the Chinese, are all like taking pictures and stuff. This seems to be more just like locals living their life. There's lots of kids going to school too before. Some more different kind of buildings there. I think that's a cafe. Supposed to be loads of trendy little cafes around here. Yeah, so I don't know what I exactly expected from Shanghai, but I definitely didn't expect this. Did you?
No, not at all. But it's very cool. All the mix of everything, lots of like cultural, different cultures together, and the Chinese culture as well. It's really impressive. I like it.
Yeah, nice mix. I think I thought everything was just gonna look more like futuristic. So this part that we've come to now is called Tianzifang. It's like a bunch of different alleyways. Just seems to be mainly little shops. Look how cool that is. It's all pedestrian though. Or maybe on bikes, motorbikes. So we weren't even planning on coming here. We only came here because that Yew Garden wasn't open. So we come to this cool little cafe. And I just got an Americano, 38. You got yak yogurt.
Yeah, really good. It's not, there's no sugar, so it's really good.
What's inside there?
Some nuts.
Okay. And that one was 28. So we're at our last stop of the day. This is called Nanjing Road. It's like the main shopping area of Shanghai. It's So I think that's a big mall over there. And this is supposed to be one of the busiest shopping streets in Asia. I guess you can get this for the transport one side to the other. So just like in Japan, you got the absolutely massive billboards and neon street signs at the side. So if you keep walking for about 25 minutes, you end up at the Bund again, where we started this video off. Maybe we'll walk all the way.
Yeah, maybe.
No, thank you. Don't know what he was trying to sell us. We actually had a few people in Shanghai approach us, and that's the only time in China so far, trying to sell us different things on the street. So I said one of the most busiest shopping streets in Asia. I meant in the world. I think it's like one of the top 5 busiest in the world. So even on this street you still got the European style buildings. We are right near the American and English settlement, so I guess you'll still get other European buildings around here too. Got a street food place. Check out the classical car. I'm not very hungry right now though. So this looks like the Japanese anime. I think it's the Japanese one. I don't know what Chinese cartoons look like. Yeah, I think that's definitely Japanese though, all this.
Pokemon.
You're gonna get a Pokemon?
Yeah. I want this one.
I think that's Psyduck. Always confused. Squirtle. I used to love playing Pokemon. Can play some video games here. Yeah, it seems to be like a mini mall of anime, cartoons. You can buy toys, things like that. Look at this wacky store. Whoa, the dragon. I don't know what they're selling here. Oh, thank you.
What is this place?
I don't know. Now we got candy, caricature. Just a big mix, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a shopping area, but with a very unusual entrance.
For some reason, everyone's taking pictures of this hotel. Peace Hotel? Maybe something important?
So I did a quick search, and apparently this hotel is just like a very renowned and just a famous one. I think a very traditional one. Probably like the Copacabana Palace that we have in Rio de Janeiro. And like people, when they go there, they want to take pictures, so maybe that's why.
Just a famous old hotel.
Famous.
The Bund is looking way, way, way busier at this time. Wow, look at all the people. It was so empty in the morning. Everyone's coming for the nighttime shot. We'll probably stick around until it gets dark. I think it's gonna look really cool. So at 7 PM is when all the lights come on. on every single building, and not only on that side over there, even the buildings around here, the monuments all red now, and the historic buildings. Look at those back there. They look absolutely amazing, every single one. I think we're gonna walk down there and check those out. So I had no idea these all became lit up as well. So that was Nanjing Road, where we came from. And that was that fancy hotel that everybody was taking pictures of. Peace Hotel. So that's the reason why it's so busy right now.
Yeah, and that's why people were waiting. We were just like standing and waiting, and we didn't know why, but that's why. And yeah, it's very impressive. I love it. I love Shanghai. And the buildings over there, it's a bit like Dubai, because it's like skyscrapers, and then they light up like crazy at night. But I think here it's better than Dubai.
More lights.
Yeah, more lights, and also because of the historical part.
The hotel that we're staying at is called Courtyard by Marriott, and it's $90 a day, but that includes a gym, and it also includes a breakfast, like a big buffet breakfast, so pretty good. And the room's also quite nice, pretty spacious, bigger than normal hotel rooms that we get. It's like 2 big double beds. And in the first video in Beijing that we filmed in China, I mentioned about the internet situation here, because obviously a lot of things are blocked here in China. So basically every site that you probably access out of China doesn't work here, like Facebook, Google, Instagram, all those kind of sites. But we have worked out some more things now. So we found out that if you get an eSIM on your cell phone, so like alleyways, which we've been using, and I'll link that below, that actually bypasses the firewall. So with an eSIM you can access everything as you normally do. So that's what we've been doing. We didn't know that before we arrived in Beijing, and it works perfectly fine too, like the speed, everything, and you don't need a VPN. Just from the eSIM already, the alleyways eSIM, you can already access absolutely everything. But then there are situations where you need a local phone number for some of their apps. For example, their food delivery app, when we were in Beijing, you need a local number to use it, and we didn't have a local SIM card at the time. So we couldn't order any food. We had to keep going out every day, and sometimes we just wanted to stay in at night and eat after a long day of exploring, and we couldn't do. So this time when we arrived in Shanghai at the airport, we got a local SIM card, and now we've been able to use that app too. And then obviously at the hotel, since it's their Wi-Fi, everything will be blocked again, but then we use our Surfshark VPN and we can access everything. So if you do want to be able to do absolutely everything within China and outside of China on your phone, I'd probably recommend getting the eSIM and also a local SIM card and just switching between the two, depending on what you want to do. That's what we've been doing, and yeah, it's just working fine now. Worked it out. So we'll have one more video coming from here in Shanghai, not in the center. We're going to be going to one of the famous water towns that looks absolutely incredible. So that's what's coming up. If you like this video, just drop a like as usual to support us. Subscribe to see more videos like this. Follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you in the next one.